Hi, everybody. This morning I wanted to talk a little bit about one of my favorite characters, who is Nazeebo. We see him here. He's one of the oldest specialists in the game. And a few months ago, approximately 6 months ago, last year, he received some new changes. They were kind of one big build for him. Now there's many of them. The spider build was the most popular, I think. But now there's also a toad build that is quite used by a lot of people. I tried out. It's good. I mean, the stats were good, everything worked out, but it's not my favorite build. So this morning I wanted to share with you what's my favorite build for Nazeebo. So level 1, I go with the quest for Widowmaker. The spider are great. They're easy to land, and the quest is not that difficult to stack up. You see, I just did one curse spider on Argus here, and I already have 8 stacks. So it's going quite fast. If I go to set level and go to level 20, so they'll have everything set up. Here we go. We'll start again. So I go with Widowmaker first. Afterwards, what I like pretty much is the Big Voodoo. Big Voodoo increase your health and your mana from your trait here. So at the end of the game, that gives you a lot of health and a lot of mana. Other talents are good too, but that's really my favorite one. Especially if you can get over 175 stacks by the end of the game. At level 20, you could take a talent that is really powerful and will change the game at this point. At 7, I really like the zombie wall. I'm a big fan of zombie wall. I use it all the time, and I use it offensively. I use it defensively. At first, when I started to play, I tried always to set my wall around somebody, but that's not really the way to go. It could be used that way, of course, if you're able to land it. But with good players, it's harder and harder to land it. So we'll use it as strictly as a wall. Sometimes to just block a passage or create a kind of a place where the opponent has to go there because he's stuck. If he doesn't go that way, he will be caught with the wall. And I take the uproot because I really like when they chase after people, and that gives us a lot more damage by the end of the game and more control over a zone. Because when you just have the wall as it is, after a few seconds, it's 3 seconds, you just drop down and that's it. So if the person was able to stay clear of that wall, where nothing happens. But if I put it here, Argus is not near it, so no damage is done to him. But now, oh, they're going after it, and they can soak up also some munition. At level 10, a lot of people are going with the Ravenous Spirit. My favorite is the Gargantuan. I really like him. Again, I use it more for controlling a zone, especially where there's some objective you have to control. Putting him there is sometimes it gives you an extra body, and a lot of players will be a little bit intimidated by this. So if, let's say, you're a 2 versus 2, you pop the Gargantuan, most people will probably flat and leave you with the objective. It can also be used to save your life. Sometimes if your elf is low and you're trying to go away to front and you're getting pursued by another character or 2 characters, you just pop it up and pop him, and they will probably back out. So that's why I really like it. Over here, I think Superstition or Guardian Toad are good. A lot of people are going to Ice Block too. I think it's depend a lot of what's going on in the game. If you're getting killed a lot, if there's a lot of control, depending on what's going on, you can choose one of these. Generally, I will go against. I will take the Guardian Toad. I don't use them a lot, but after that talent, I think they're getting better. Over here, I will take the Spider Colony because I want to have my zombie wall as much as I can. And this makes your cooldown a little bit shorter. So I'd go for this one. And at the end, it really depends. If I'm near over here, if I'm near the 175 stacks that you need for the voodoo ritual that be applied to 2 heroes too, this is really powerful, really powerful. And I think it's the way to go. But if for some reason the game is a little bit shorter, you're dominating the other team, and you're not near that 175 stack, when I go with the cooldown reduction and mana cost reduction on the humanoid. So what's happening here is that instead of being 70 seconds, only 30 seconds. So that guy can be up practically all the time. So that gives you a lot of help. Of course, he's not chasing as he used to. That thing used to be, you were able to place him, or he was chasing after people. Now he's guarding a zone. If there's nothing happening in that zone, that's it. And like you said, I was just looking at him, and the timer starts when he starts. So he's there for 20 seconds. His cooldown is 30 seconds. So after he's dead, or just disappear, if he goes for the full length of his duration, then that guy has only a 10-second cooldown. So he's always with you. Then I think that's really a good thing to control again. Nazeebo could be a damage dealer. Generally, I have really good stats with him, but he also can do a lot of control with his zombie wall and with his gargantuan. So that's it for my build. If you have any questions or commentary on that build, just write it down in the comments. So if I recap, Widowmaker at level 1, Big Voodoo at level 4, Death Rush at level 7, Gargantuan at level 10, Guardian Toad or Superstition or Ice Block, depending. Those are interchangeable depending on what kind of adversary or team composition on the other side. And Spider Colony to have my Dead Rush more often. And finally, like I said, the humanoid, humongoid. I have to try to say it correctly. My English is not good this morning. I'm sorry. You see, I put the wall behind it instead of around it. A good player would have probably been able to escape that, but it's more difficult to get around it than just not be caught in the middle of it. And finally, like I said, depending if you want more control or if you want more damage, and depending on where you are on your quest over here, then it depends. But Vial Infection is a really good talent. So that's it for today. I hope you enjoy and find useful that little Nazeebo build. And stay tuned for other videos soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.